Bridge Course, Standard 10th, Science. Energy used and conveyed from one tropic level to another, this process is called as flow of energy. Look at this diagram. Here you can see producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. They are just interlinked with each other. Plant get this energy from sun and other get the same energy from plants. So can I link it to the law of conservation? Let us see how. The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be transferred from one object to another or transformed from one form to another form. Producer. They are green plant which directly get energy from sun to produce their own food. That's why they are also called as autotroph. Autotroph means they prepare their own food. Look at this diagram. It is process of photosynthesis. They are getting energy. Primary consumer. They are also called as herbivore. They are directly dependent on autotroph producers. For example, this is nice green grasshopper. Deers, they all are consuming grass. Yes, plants. See, look at the neck of this giraffe. Secondary consumer. These consumers use herbivores as their food. They are also called as carnivores. Example, owl eating insect. Again owl eating grasshopper. This is fox eating animal which is herbivore. See, this is frog. What a nice picture it is. It is eating housefly. Apex or top consumer. These consumers use herbivore and carnivores as their food. No other animal feed on top consumer. Here are some example. Tiger. हे असे आहेत की यांना कोणी खात नाही, हेच दुसऱ्यांना खातात. Lion. Omnivorous. They are mixed consumers which feed on herbivorous as well as carnivorous. Example, the bear. It is eating fish. So it is carnivorous, right? Again the bear is eating fish. The bear is eating green grass and their flowers. Food chain and food web. Food chain. Interaction go on continuously between producer, consumer and saprophyte. There is a definite sequence in these interaction which is called as food chain. Just look at this picture. Food chain. Sun is giving its solar energy to plants. Plants are giving their food. As a food they are been eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper is been eaten by frog. Snake eat frog. Snake is been eaten by eagle. And eagle is after dying, it is been consumed by decomposers, and decomposers again fertile the soil to get new plant. Very nice and interesting food chain. Now this is homework for you. Pause this video, look at this picture carefully and link them and nicely form a food chain. And after this corona vacation, you are going to show it to your science teacher. Try to understand. An organism can be food for many other organisms. For example, an insect feed on green grass or green leaf of various plant, but same insect is the prey for different animals like frog, wall lizard, etc. And if you want to try and show it, open your page number 82 of your textbook and connect them with, you will form a network. This network is called as food web. One animal is food for many other animals. Just observe it carefully. You are going to write down, pause this video and write down in your notebook. This is food chain. In this food chain, we can easily see how each animal is dependent on other animal. And this is food web. Here, every animal is food for one or more animal. After that, we studied a pyramid, energy pyramid. In this pyramid, you can easily see producer at the bottom. It includes all the plants which capture the energy from sun. These plants are being eaten by herbivores, the animals which are feeded on plants. These herbivores are being eaten by carnivores. Carnivores are those animals which are eating herbivore animal. Carnivores dependent on herbivore as their food. They eat those animals which are herbivores. And then secondary consumer, secondary carnivores, they are eating this. At the top of this cycle you can see apex predator. They are all animals which eat lower all animals. Biogeochemical cycle. This is the cycle in which bio means life, geo means earth or land, and chemical cycling is the procedure which we are going to observe now. The flow of nutrient in an ecosystem is cyclic. All organisms need nutrients for their growth. These nutrients are continuously transferred from biotic to abiotic and from abiotic to biotic factor within an ecosystem. This cycle operates continuously through the medium of biosphere, which is formed by the lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. Students, do you know the energy flow through an ecosystem is one way? Let us see how. The sun is the most important source of energy in an ecosystem. Green plants store some of the solar energy in the form of food by the process of photosynthesis. Before reaching the decomposer, this storage of energy is passed on from one trophic level to another trophic level, from producer to herbivore, from herbivore to carnivore, and from carnivore to the mixed consumers. Decomposer release some amount of energy in the form of heat. However, no part of energy ever return to the sun. जर सूर्याकडे आपण कुठलीच एनर्जी पुन्हा परत पाठवत नाही आहोत, that's why we can say that the energy flowing through the ecosystem is only in one direction. Gaseous cycle. In this type of biogeochemical cycle, the major reservoir of abiotic gaseous nutrient material exists in the gaseous phase in Earth's atmosphere. At carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, water vapor, etc. are included in these gases. Second type is sedimentary cycle. An accumulation of main abiotic nutrient material is found in the soil, sediments and sedimentary rocks, etc. of the earth. It also includes soil components like iron, calcium, phosphorus, etc. Gaseous cycle is speedier than sedimentary cycle. For example, if carbon dioxide is accumulated in an area, it is quickly dispersed or absorbed by the plants. Climatic change and human activities seriously affect the speed, intensity, and equilibrium of this cycle. Hence, various aspects of this cycle are extensively studied nowadays. Carbon cycle. Let us define it first. The circulation and recycling of carbon from the atmosphere to the living organism and after their death back to the atmosphere is called as carbon cycle. Then what are the importance of this carbon cycle? Here are they. Through photosynthesis and respiration, abiotic carbon atoms are circulated and recycled into biotic form. Second, plant convert carbon dioxide into carbohydrate by photosynthesis and also produce and other carbon compounds like proteins and fats. Herbivores are dependent on plants for food and carnivores are dependent on herbivore for their food. In this manner, biotic carbon is continuously passed on from one living organism to another. Transported from plants to herbivores, from herbivore to carnivore, and from carnivore to the apex consumer. Finally, dead organisms are decomposed and carbon dioxide is released again into the atmosphere and is used again by a living organism. Carbon dioxide is also released into the atmosphere through a biotic process. The oxygen cycle. Let us define it first. Circulation and recycling of oxygen within the biosphere is called as oxygen cycle. Now let us see what are the importance of oxygen cycle. Oxygen is continuously produced and used up in the atmosphere. Oxygen cycle include both biotic as well as abiotic components. During photosynthesis, biotic process, plant use carbon dioxide and release oxygen in the atmosphere. Plant utilize this oxygen for respiration and release carbon dioxide. The released carbon dioxide is again used by plants for photosynthesis. Oxygen is also utilized in various other processes such as combustion, decomposition, corrosion, rusting, etc. As oxygen is highly reactive, it reacts with other elements and compounds. Oxygen is found in various forms such as molecular oxygen, that is O2, H2O, water, CO2, carbon dioxide, inorganic compound, and etc. Nitrogen cycle. Friends, do you know 78% of our total atmosphere is covered by this gas? It is nothing else but nitrogen. Nitrogen, which make up the majority portion of the air, is needed by the organism to survive. Yeah, without nitrogen we can't survive. Have you ever imagined? Whenever we ask you a question that why which gas is important for us to survive, your answer is always oxygen, right? But nitrogen is the another important gas for our survival. Let us see how. Let's first define nitrogen cycle. The circulation and recycling of nitrogen gas into the form of different compound through various biotic and abiotic process occurs in the nature is called nitrogen cycle. This nitrogen cycle is very important. Let us see how. Nitrogen fixation. Have you heard about it? In this step, nitrogen is converted into nitrate and nitrite through atmospheric, industrial and biological processes. Ammonification. Here, ammonia is released through decomposition of dead animals and excreta waste of organism. Nitrification. In nitrification, ammonia is converted into nitrite and then nitrate. Denitrification. It involves conversion of nitrogen compound into gaseous nitrogen. So, here we end with this chapter. All the best for the study. Pause this video and write down these questions and write their answers.